M4. Yo, what's up? See what I did there? Today I have for you the Tier 8 American premium heavy tank that is out in the super test right now. Look at the numbers: 279mm of turret armor, 177 meters of sloped frontal hull armor. I have all the leaked information, stats and pictures for you guys. Now right off the bat, this tank shares the same hull design as a Tier 10 E5. Now the Tier 8 Tech Tree version of this tank from the Tech Tree is going to have the identical hull as the premium tank, except maybe the headlights are positioned in a different place. But expect both tanks, the Tech Tree and the premium tank, to share the same armor profile in the hull. Now I showed you pictures. The first picture was the turret armor on this tank, 279mm. Hardly anyone can penetrate the turret of this tank. However, it does have a weak spot in the blister cupola, which is kind of a tiny target if you want to try to hit it, but you're gonna see there are only 12 Tier 8 heavy and medium tanks that can actually penetrate the turret of this tank with premium gold shells. Alternatively, you can also try shooting underneath the gun. There's a little hole there. If you can hit it, you can penetrate it, because that is basically one of the weak spots of this tank. Also, you have 20 degrees of elevation, 10 degrees of gun depression. This tank is going to be a hull down monster. The turret looks like the Kampfpanzer 07 Tier 8 German medium tank. In fact, it works almost the same way, except this tank has a lot of armor built into it. Of course, the main feature of the new Yo tanks are the reserve tracks and the new mechanics being introduced. These are tanks with tracks inside the tracks. If your main tracks get destroyed, you can still keep moving, but with a 30% reduction in speed. So if both tracks get destroyed, there will be an approximated 60% reduction in overall speed. The only way to permatrack this Yo tank would be to also destroy the reserve track. Without a repair kit, you will have to wait for the reserve track to be fixed, and for the Tier 8 premium it'll be about 12 seconds. Once the reserve tracks are up, the main tracks will take another 6 seconds, bringing the grand total of repairs 18 seconds basically. However, if you choose to move after your reserve tracks are repaired, there will be a penalty added to the repair speed of your main tracks. So we're looking at upwards of 18 seconds here. In conclusion, the quickest way to repair your tracks will be to remain in a stationary position. Alternatively, you can shoot the rear wheel and track the tank permanently if you can break the tracks, or shoot the front wheel from the front and hopefully the shell passes through and destroy both tracks. If you're in RT, you can still splash the side of this tank because of RT things and permatrack this tank. In conclusion, it's difficult to track this tank. This tank is hard to permanently track, but if you do manage to permanently track it, it is a minimum of 12 seconds downtime before the reserve tracks are repaired. So that is one of the amazing things about this tank. Now, I don't want you to overlook one of the most important things about this tank. Look at the top speed, 42 kilometers an hour going forward, 14 going backwards. That's not too amazing, but look at the horsepower, 850 horsepower on a heavy tank. And the horsepower to weight or the power to weight ratio, horsepower per ton, 18.1. Traverse speed on the hull, 42-43 degrees per second. You are talking about high mobility, high agility tank. This is a fast, heavy tank. A fast tank and heavily armored. This tank is bordering on OP-ness. 279mm of thickness, armor thickness on the hull that is absolutely amazing. However, the gun only does 360 alpha damage, so this is the only thing that's balancing it out. 360 alpha damage is not too great nowadays, but this is a fast, mobile, heavy tank with fantastic armor. Now on the flatlands, the armor is not too great because you can still shoot the lower plate, you can shoot below the gun, and you can shoot that blister cupola, the blister cupola on top. But in a hull down position, when this tank gets to a ridge, when you're fighting this tank on a ridge line, how are you going to compete against this tank? There is no way. If you cannot get the lower plate of this tank, you have to shoot the upper plate and you have to shoot the turret face. There is no way you can pen. And then there is that little bit of blister cupola that you can shoot at. Maybe you can hit it, maybe not. It's going to be pretty difficult. Imagine this tank with using its 10 degrees of gun depression. It's pretty hard for you to shoot up to that blister cupola and try to hit that weak spot on the top of the tank. That's why I think this tank is going to be extremely powerful when it is released. And when it is released, I'm going to tell you all about it, because I have a feeling this tank is going to be quite powerful. In conclusion, I think this tank is going to be amazing. You can use all kinds of equipment on this tank. You can run a rammer, bring the reload time down to below 10 seconds. After that, you can run hardening, or you can run turbo, you can run improved aim, you can run vertical stabilizer. This gun has got 0.38 dispersion, 2.5 seconds aim time. The moving dispersions isn't too bad either, 0.17. It means you can improve the accuracy of this gun very easily with improved aim or vertical stabilizer. Or if not, you want to use this gun as a fast, heavy, medium tank, you can do that if you want. You can run turbo, or you can run improved rotational mechanics together with hardening. Man, this tank is going to be very, very powerful. In fact, this tank is going to be, in my opinion, it's going to match a T56. It's going to be, right now the bar is T56 Skoda, right? This tank is going to be up there with the T56. Tell me what you think. Leave your comments in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed this video. I will see you on the next one. Bye bye.